Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the Scroll Cup today, and we are going to be featuring a unique team by Essay. We're going to be using the Lanturn paired with the Araquanid and the Golisopod in the back. Gotta switch out here into the Araquanid. We bait out the Morpeko taking a lot of super effective fast move pressure. They go for the Aura Wheel. Aura Wheel is going to get shielded by us. We are going to throw the Bubble Beam to debuff them, but this still calls for a shield because Morpeko is really hard hitting, and we're gonna have to pressure them with our own move. We decide to get to another Bubble Beam and we win the switch. So now we're gonna see if we can win the game with no shields, and this Primeape is going to ramp up a good amount of energy, unfortunately. We get really lucky and we survive that, and we're going to be able to get to a Bubble Beam here to debuff them. So they're one stage buff, and at this point, we have to predict what's in the back. So we're going to go into the Golisopod, and we think Lanturn will be able to win this game. They fire off the close combat, dealing a huge amount of damage, even though it's resisted. And now is the moment of truth, and unfortunately we guessed wrong. Faint on the move, and now this Lanturn is matched up exactly where they wanted. So kind of an unconventional team running the Primeape and then the Gastro. That kind of core is interesting, but nonetheless they were able to wiggle out of that situation. All right, next game, let's see if we can pull off some wins. Another terrible lead here, so we're going to have to switch in to the Araquanid, and we get met with the Mandibuzz. So Mandibuzz here, obviously running Air Slash, dealing a lot of fast move damage, and we can only try to just draw this matchup out. The Aerial Ace debuff still does a chunk. This next Bubble Beam will only tickle and not even get it into the yellow, which is sad. But at this point, we're not going to have any chance to win this, regardless of how many times we debuff them. We expect them to farm us down, so we're just going to go for this Bug Buzz, see if we can proc a debuff of some sort. We at least get them down into the low red, which is decent, but they quickly swap out into their Annihilate. This first Rage Fist isn't going to be that bad, and then we're going to be able to get to another one here. This Surf will grab a shield, and then our opponent is staying in and throwing the move. Decision, do we shield here to potentially get another shield? And that's exactly what we elect to do. This Surf does grab the shield, and we're just going to switch out into the Golisopod, hope to get the farm down. This is going to be another Rage Fist, so okay. We do see a Gastrodon in the back, and this is pretty favorable. We need to manage our energy pretty efficiently here. They're just going to continue throwing body slams, and we're going to try to overfarm here. Oh! Unfortunately, unable to maximize the farm, and we get taken out with a body slam. We miscounted that extra must-stop that they got in originally, and unfortunately couldn't quite maximize the energy to win us the game. So GG's to our opponent. On to the next game. Okay, fantastic lead here. Expecting them to switch out. Okay, no switch out, and they try to catch the move, and we're going to go into the Golisopod. This is a fantastic matchup considering we resist their fast move. We resist their big charge move, not the body slam, but usually the earth power and the water pulse. So all we have to do is just worry about these body slams. They decided to shield, actually. So they're trying to win this, but we have a ton of energy that we can still unload. This Aqua Jet here gets them into the red, and just like that, we are quickly back to another Aqua Jet. Will they shield? Yes, they will. They quickly swap out, and we're going to go into our Araquanid with a shield advantage. We are going to shield here. Ends up being the Aura Wheel, and now they're just boosted up. We do get to this Bubble Beam just in time to debuff them. So now they're back to regular stage, and this is going to be the Dark Aura Wheel. So we are able to survive that a little bit better. And then we get the farm down, which is really nice, so that we can debuff whatever comes back in. This is a winning formula for us because no matter what they do here, we have the advantage. We know that this Gastro here sniped our energy, but we have residual on our Lanturn. Serve easily takes out the Gastro, and then we're going to have our fast move pressure taking down this Manting really easily now. They reveal only Ice Beam, and Ice Beam is just not going to be enough to take out a Lanturn. So GG's to your opponent. Able to win that game pretty much by alignment, but making sure our back end game had a shield to deal with. And honestly, the Araquanid actually put in some work, you know, taking down that Morpeko with the shield, which is really, really impressive. Okay, here we're going to switch out. Oh, looks like our opponent did not want to see the one and only Araquanid, and GG's quit. All right, let's see if we can end up on a good note here. Lanturn versus Manibuzz. Positive matchup, expecting them to switch. They go into the Quagsire. Could have been the Gastro, but we are going to just not necessarily hard to counter, but we are resisting most of Quagsire's moves except for the potential Stone Edge. So we do shield once, and we can safely let this one go. Ends up only being the Aqua Tail. So we do maintain alignment, plus we have a ton of energy to fire back. Here comes probably 3 Aqua Jets. Let's see how low this gets the Manibuzz. Expecting them to tank them all. Unable to get to that last Aqua Jet actually, and they get the farm down perfectly. But we have a really hard counter to that situation, and interesting Breloom. The Breloom, not very common in the Scroll Cup, but let's see how well it does against our Araquanid. You can see the fast move pressure we just applied, already getting them into the yellow, and then we get the debuff. We're going to shield here, and that is because we want to keep this Breloom away from our Lanturn. They decide to shield, and we're just going to quickly swap out when they swap out. And as long as we have energy to fire back at that Breloom, we should be fine. Dark Pulse is revealed, so it's going to take them a good minute to get to those moves, and they decided to GG's quit. So check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.